Welcome back, guys. How's it going? We're here with HeroesHype, the OG amateur tournament for Heroes of the Storm, where we play awesome Heroes of the Storm and talk about it. It's great. So our game's not quite ready yet, but me and Michael were having an interesting conversation on our break. And we figured, you know what? Why are we doing this not in front of people? Because we want your opinion. Because this is a community. We like discussing things and communication. So there's a conversation that came up recently around the good old topic that is voice chat. Now, obviously there was some, and I think some of us were a little surprised, but it made sense when it was presented. But there was some pushback against the idea of voice chat. And obviously, you know, Michael and I, we've been looking forward to this. I think I can speak for you in this. We've been looking forward to voice chat for like hella long time.
Last BlizzCon, they announced it. It was my most exciting announcement. Like, I was hyped because I can carry with comms.
Yeah. So we were sort of discussing and some of the issues that were rising about it, and we just figured, you know, like let's talk to you guys about it, because rather than sitting in a blank screen, let's have discussions. So basically, I'll sort of summarize, I guess, the other. Actually, you know, you talk to Steph. Maybe you should sort of summarize the other side of, or the one side of the argument there.
Yeah, I mean, so basically, there's two sides of the argument, right? So there's pro for we should have voice cons for XXX and reason, and then we shouldn't have voice cons for these reasons. And I think both sides are justified, right? I think both sides have a valid point. And, you know, it was really interesting for me because I was kind of under the assumption, and this was a naive assumption, that everyone was really excited for voice comms. And I was at BlizzCon, and, you know, I ran into, you know, Ferociously Steph, which was, you know, I love her. She's awesome. You know, we 2 years ago, we played against each other in Heroes of the Storm, like way back when. And we've always kind of kept in touch then. And I've always enjoyed chatting with her. And she was like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And she was like, "I'm doing well." And then we was kind of like a conversation of like, "How's your BlizzCon going?" And I was like, "It's good." And she's like, "What are you most excited about?" And I was like, "Voice comms." I was like, "What about you?" And she's like, "Well, it's interesting because I'm actually least excited about voice comms." And I was like, "That's such a unique view. I've never heard that before." And the reasons that she gave was, you know, it is, you know, as a minority, as a woman, which is something I can't speak on. I'm not a woman. I don't understand that. I do understand that point of view, but I've never, you know, been in that position where you get harassed, and using voice comms, essentially, you know, is something you don't want to do. You don't want to be harassed. You don't want to have these, you know, annoying, not even just annoying, just like these terrible things that are like, have people say terrible things to you, but you don't also want to be at the disadvantage where you can't use voice comms. And I was like, that is actually 100% true. And I can understand your point of view. And I understand how that would be frustrating. But also for me, I was just thinking like, but does that mean we should still not have voice comms? And that's just kind of what Inverum and I were kind of going back and forth on. Because I mean, ultimately, like, I still want voice comms, because for me personally, like, I think it'd be amazing, and like high level voice chat would be so much fun. Like I love it. Like I love communicating with, like, as a pro, you know, as a former pro, like being on a pro team was like so much more fun communicating with your teammates than just like having to type all the time. So it's just a really cool conversation. I mean, Vera, wait, you gotta take it from me. I'm kind of like,
yeah, no, dude, I'm ready.
Voice out loud. I'm excited. I don't know.
Yeah. Dude, same. Here's the thing: is I we're talking about this, and we're basically just gonna rehash everything we just said off stream. Is, you know, about like 3 or 4 months ago, I played a bunch of Hero League and just didn't have a good time with it. It was the end of last season, and I was like, guys, like, I'm done. This is not fun for me. My teammates don't know what they're doing. I dropped like 5 ranks. I think it was dumb. I fell out of diamond for the first time in my life, and I was like, this is not fun. This is not okay. And I was like, I'm not gonna play Hero League again until I have voice comms, because there's so many situations where one line of, "Hey guys, don't believe we don't have 10." To say that is a second. To type that, to communicate that, to all this kind of stuff, it's not practical. It's not effective. It's not you know. And the conversation sort of revolving around this was that, you know, should you deny, in this case, it's literally millions of players, the potential benefit, because there's some potential negatives for some people. And I think, obviously, you know, it's an interesting discussion in the sense that, like, we don't know yet. You know what I mean? Like, the community might, obviously, there's going to be some situations that are not okay, but there's just toxic people. That's going to happen, I think, regardless of gender or accent or whatever it have you. And, you know, but at the same time, like, we don't know what the new systems are going to be yet. And, you know, that's really interesting. The comment, voice comms with accountability, 100% accountability would be great. And fun fact, there was a piece of software recently released and purchased, not by Blizzard, but by I believe it is actually just it, which is a voice to text program that's like insanely good. So imagine the potential, like, this is creepy, but everything you say could technically be recorded in transcript. So in terms of like reporting,
that could be really good for
chat.
accountability. Yeah, for reporting. Yeah. Well, and that's it. I feel like no one would, not no one. I feel like the kind of consensus after this discussion that was mainly had on Twitter and probably Reddit was that, you know, comms with accountability would be the best option. I 100% agree with that. I think that would be awesome. And I hope Blizzard, I mean, because ultimately this is us just discussing and saying, Blizzard, these are our thoughts. Please make a decision and like make the right decision. And you know, the right, there's me fundamentally as a person, I don't really necessarily believe in that much of like right or wrong. You know, like there are just decisions and there's like a lot of gray area. And it's like, because the right decision for one, you know, could be the wrong decision for another. So it's kind of like, do what you think is best for your game type thing, right? And do what you think is best, like moving forward too. I mean, because ultimately what we all want, right, at the end of the day is we want HOTS to grow as a game. We want HOTS to become better. And, you know, there's a lot of different opinions on how to make HOTS a better game, right? And you can't implement them all. And not all of them would necessarily work because we don't understand the whole scope of like Blizzard and the whole thing. And that's just us as people not inside. So ultimately, it's been a really cool discussion for me to kind of like watch on Twitter and see all the different points of view. And ultimately, like I think voice comms with accountability would be amazing. And that software that you're talking about really could be awesome. But I mean, I don't know. I play Overwatch and stuff, and I gave you this thought, but it's like I love when you hop on voice comms and you have that one teammate. And win or loss, like you have that one team that's just like so funny, you know, where it's like they just are memeing around and they're having the time of their life. They'll insta lock Hanzo. They're like running around, like making jokes, like talking in like accents, like exactly like you got a Russian accent. Yeah, you got to give it to him. You got to tell him.
And my new thing is every time I've been queuing up for solo squads in PUBG, and I start thinking, "Hello, friends, welcome. We're here in Russia. Life and death fight is good. Glorious." And I get so many laughs out of that. I mean, we are in a game. We're gonna keep talking until we run out of time on this. But no, see, for me, it was never an option that we wouldn't have accountability. I didn't think there was ever going to be a scenario where we didn't have accountability in place. You know, report, mute, I move on. You know, like. I feel like it would be the same with voice chat. And the thing is that I've noticed people actually are less toxic over voice because it's so much less impersonal. It's so much more personal when you can actually talk to somebody. Like we're not 13-year-olds playing Call of Duty anymore. Like we're generally a little bit of an older crowd playing these games. And I can probably count on two hands the amount of toxic of the hundreds of games of Overwatch that I played. The amount of times I've had truly toxic teammates. So, but again, obviously that's one person's experience with this. But either way, I think, you know, if voice comms is implemented well, I think we can all agree that it would be a very net positive benefit to the game. And I personally am very excited. That being said, video game. We're not in the game we promised, but we're in a different game. We're not in that one. We are in Fratres versus aRubyz looking for team.
Okay.
And
Tomb of Spider Queen.
Oh yeah, one of my favorite
Medic
maps.
first ban.
Oh yeah.
You know, I guess Medic is the god queen in amateur scene. I mean, it was first picked in the last game. It was first banned in this game. So I mean, it looks like it is a very high priority. I am a little inept in the competitive meta because I've been out for about, you know, a month and a half, 2 months. So yeah, I mean, it looks like that's kind of the way it's going. I wouldn't be surprised to see another Garrosh ban. I feel like Garrosh is actually so stupidly strong. That hero is crazy. But it looks like Taskban is pretty good. On this map, Task has always been really strong because he has really good wave clear, as well as he helps enable heroes like Tasker enables Tasker. No, he helps enable heroes like Tracer that really can run around and harass the enemy opponent. So I'm interested to see what the first man. It is going to be the Garrosh. I like this pick. Mm-hmm. This hero's so strong on this map, just since you so consistently are interacting with the enemy team, right? It's not like they can dodge you that easily. So you have a lot more opportunities to get that flip bull. And Verum, what do you think about this ETC as a response?
This is the response. This is the classic, the tried and true. He's often on the front line. He's often the one who's going to get grabbed, and then he just power slides back to the team, and you're good to go. First time I saw that interaction, I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. No, I literally played against a Garrosh earlier that just won his team the game. He grabbed us, he threw us, they picked us, we lost. It was literally that simple. Suddenly you're a screen away than you were before in the middle of 4 enemies. And you're like, well, this was fun. I'm an Alex Straza. I can't do anything. So that was good. I think I ended up winning that game, but either way, solid overall. No, Garrosh, super solid first pick. As you said in this map, you're constantly harassing, clashing, going head to head with your opponents. So there's going to be a lot of situations where Garrosh can. This is such a small map. He can even put people behind walls if they're not positioned well enough.
Yeah, and the Rhaegar pickup as well. I really like the support. I feel like this is one of the strongest supports right now, because it's so strong in the double support meta. Rhaegar has such good wave clear with his lightning shield and his level 1 lightning bond talent that allows him to essentially have 2 lightning shields and a wave, which clears it really fast. So I'm looking to see them go for a 3-2 rotate. Maybe look to pick up a Greymane Malthael to rotate with him as well, and Ragnaros. Zul'jin coming out by aRubyz looking for team. I'm not that familiar with both these picks, but I'm excited to see what they make happen. Ragnaros used to be traditionally this was one of his best maps because you can Molten Core to defend spiders, and he has really good wave clear, and he also has Sulfurous Smash to follow up. They're gonna do Sulfurous Smash, guillotine off of taunt, one-shot someone. I think that's what it is. It's a full one-shot comp. So you say Garrosh flips, taunts, and then you Sulfurous Smash and guillotine, and someone's just dead.
I mean, you're not wrong. Nothing you just said is incorrect. That being said, Trixler would argue for Lava Wave. No.
Oh my gosh, please no.
Please
I'll
don't.
tilt.
No, please don't. We'll tilt. No, that actually is it's an OTK. It's a one-hit kill. That is terrifying. And right now, I mean, Rhaegar could potentially be the one to deal with it. Does have cleanse, does have ancestral healing. There is a potential, if the cleanse is clutch, as clutch as the kids say, it could potentially go a long way there, taking on the additional CC and crowd control. Good call here. And that Uther, yeah, dude, that's dirty. I hadn't even thought about that, but that interaction could be potentially guillotine. What? When was the last time you saw a guillotine?
Guillotine's the meta in Hero League, man. It is the Zul'jin. Everyone goes guillotine now. Not that the hero has gotten changed. So Greymane ban. I like this ban. Yeah. I like this ban. It takes away the 3-2 rotate of Greymane Rhaegar, which is traditionally one of the best 2 3-2 rotates. So basically, what a 3-2 rotate is, for those of you who don't know, that's why I'm here. I explain everything. So basically,
that's why you're here.
That's why I'm here. So basically, I love helping people learn. So basically, a 3-2 rotate is you have, and this is a big important part that people don't understand, is you have 5 people mid, and you 5-man clear mid, and then you send 3 top and 2 bottom, and they both clear that wave, and then they 5-men meet again at mid. And the strength of a 3-2 rotate is generally if the enemy team's doing a 4-1, right? Their 1 hero can't beat your 2 heroes bottom, but your 3 heroes can clear the wave and then rotate to mid against their 4 heroes, and they're safe. They're able to clear it out. And then you have a 5v4 on middle, right? So the enemy opponent is like, okay, it's 4v5. We can't really contest you mid. So it forces them to either rotate, stay top. It just forces weird rotates coming out of the enemy opponent. So Malthael Lucio coming out for Fratres. This is, I like this pick. Lucio is considered one of the counters to Malthael because you can sound barrier his tormented souls. And essentially what they did is they said, oh, that counter, yeah, we're just going to take it. And it's also really good with Malthael. So really strong team fight coming out for Fratres here. I actually love their composition. They're probably going to round it out with a good range damage. I actually think it'll probably be something like Li Ming, Gul'dan. They kind of need the wave clear. Maybe Vala.
Li Ming was my first thought.
Yeah. So a lot of good options here.
Dude, for sure. And the thing is also is Lucio would have been a great pickup for aRubyz looking for team.
Yeah.
That would have been a sick pickup. I'm assuming I have the teams on the right side. I don't 100% know yet, but there it is. So Stukov is the pickup here once again. Very melee heavy composition as well here for this side, but that silence, that arm is going to do a whole lot to help in the wave clear battle here, which they have okay, but not fantastic. The wave clear, actually neither side has stellar wave clear. Now with Jaina, they're looking pretty good. That's the one area where the ball would help a little bit more than the Li Ming. But I wouldn't be surprised to see either. You could conceivably see any strong range carry in this position. I think pretty good.
I really think it's a one-shot comp, man. I'm looking at the side of Ruby's team. Their win scheme is we Garrosh flip. Garrosh, put us on your back, flip someone into our team, and then we will destroy them for you. And I think it is going to work, right? They have Sulfurious Smash, Guillotine, Stukov Silence, Jaina, Wombo combo damage. I think Fratres won draft. I think their comp is incredibly meta, really strong right now. If you ask me which comp I'd rather play, I would say Fratres because their composition is just really strong. I know how it works. That being said, Ruby's looking for a team. Their composition is wonky, right? But I see what they're going for, right? It's not like they picked 5 random heroes and I'm like, okay, I don't know what you're going to do with this. It's like, okay, we have a one-shot comp. We are going to kill one hero, and that hero is going to get destroyed. Lunara coming out by Fratres. I think this hero's okay. My only issue is they're taking really slow team fights, right? So the way that they win is out-sustaining the opponent. And I'm just afraid that they might be a little too slow, if that makes sense. Like their damage is going to be too slow coming out, and the Ruby's looking for team is going to get that one shot before the slow damage actually even does anything.
Yeah, I agree. If Lucio gets caught on that silence and doesn't get sound barrier off, I think they just lose.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's literally comes down to a bit. So you have the sound barrier and you have the ancestral. You have 2 great ways to deny that one shot, that OTK, but they both have cast times. And they both have the potential for hilarious mishap and overlaps. So we'll see what happens. That being said, aRuby's looking for team. Oh my god, I just realized aRuby's is not actually on that team. That's silly.
Shotties to hotties.
It's shoddy to hottie. Yeah, shot in the busted dunk sticks. I like it.
What?
Going up against... I recognize CO, Klug. Yeah, Kronos. Yeah. All right. This is going to be a good game, man. You got one meta draft versus one draft that's just fun.
Yeah, I mean, now that I see shots on that team, I feel like I got a little more confident in it. Is that bad?
Same.
These are tried and true players that they've proven they're good. They've proven they're good at Heroes. Yeah. They've proven that they are staples in the amateur scene. They are on the cusp of making it to pro. So they have a game plan in mind. They have practiced this in scrimmage. This isn't just Willie. What do you want to play today? And they just pick 5 random heroes. This is something they've tested. So I'm really excited to see how they make it work. I got confidence, man. I think one-shot comps are really strong, and I think Garrosh as a hero is just absolutely nuts. So I think they have the tools to win this game.
He's booty busted indeed. But you know what? Let's introduce these teams just to reacquaint all of our lovely viewers with what's going on. We got Kronos playing the ETC over here on the side of Fratres. We have Alexis playing Lunara, Klug on Malthael, CO, oh, silence CO, bad boy, on Rhaegar, and Hyperion playing Lucio.
And in the red, on the right, we have Ruby's looking for team. We have Rage playing the Zul'jin, Dunkstick on the Jaina, Shot playing the Garrosh, Tala Nasty on the Rag, and last but not least, riding an invisible Rain's horse is Aramis playing the Stukov. Looks like Shot is going to posture on the mid here. He is going to get Klug. Oh, is Klug going to be able to go down? No, he is just able to jump out there. Shot is taking a lot of return damage here, though, and the Rag. So this is a really good trade coming out for them. The fact that they didn't lose one hero and they were able to trade trade damage, like that's their ideal, every single time, whenever they can get that to happen.
100%. I mean, double support with Lucio. If you can trade all day, trade all day. So right now we see the rotation sitting in favor so far of Fratres. Kronos rotating to this top lane, and a bit of a potential gank command. Interesting rotation actually. Here for the side of aRuby's looking for team. They're going to be rotating down to this bot lane. So not exactly the sort of 3-2 we were thinking, and also not the traditional 4-1. That being said, Lucio's dead.
Rag might fall in the mid as well. Nope. Okay. So they are. So this is the traditional counter a 3-2 rotate, and basically what you do is you form in into their 2 lane, which kind of disrupts them doing that. So it looks like they are just going to push the mid wall here, or the bottom wall here. Are they just letting their Rag try and double soak? He has 1 HP. I mean, they're getting a free wall. Really good rotation coming out by Ruby's looking for team. Just formatting this wall down and saying, you know what? Experience is for plebs. We don't care about that. We are just going to take structures instead. It looks like CO is actually really out of position. And he survives. Oh. He's got those calcs. He was not even worried for a second. I'm over here terrified. Nope, buddy. He is going to fall now.
Nope. Hard no.
Lunara is actually falling low as well here, so it does look like they're just 4-manning bottom and they're trying to let their Rag double soak.
Okay, so here's my problem with this. So the concept of superficial experience. Structures are superficial experience because once, if your opponent takes them back, they get them back. But if you're missing lanes of soak, that's experience that's never coming back. That being said, Kronos' silence is pushed through. Does he get the power slide? Yes, he does. Nicely done there. But if that's slow from Jaina, and Kronos is just going to be dead. The damage coming out from the side of aRubyz looking for team is absolutely disgusting. They have decided they want to play their game their own way, and somehow it's working. I just feel real bad for Tall and Nasty.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like this Rag here, he is almost dead. This Malthael is bullying him so hard. Once he hits level 4, and if he talents even in death, this Rag is going to be so sad. He is going to have to full reset. He's not going to be able to do anything, but he does end up going the Black Harvest on the Malthael, the level 4 talent. And the sieges have been taken out by aRubyz looking for team. They are going to get so much push down in this bot lane. They are just taking this fort. They don't care about anything. They have such a strong 4-man.
I think someone might have misinformed aRubyz looking for team that they're not actually playing Towers of Doom. That this is actually Tomb of the Spider Queen, oddly enough here. But that being said, Kronos is dead. Oh no, he's dead. Okay, he's dead. Okay, there you go. Shot is running for dear life, but this is not a strategy we see on this map ever.
Yeah, I mean, we're giving them a hard time, but they're a level up, so I mean, it is working. And remember what I said I said, okay, this comp looks wonky. I don't know what they're gonna do with it, but they would not pull it out if this isn't something they practice in their scrims versus other teams. If this isn't something they have, tested and proven that is a good composition. So, it looks like it's going their way. They're almost a complete level up. Really smart. I didn't understand it going into it, but it's working, right? It is working. So who am I to say that it's a bad strategy when they're a complete level up and they almost have the bottom fort down? Really cool rotations and innovative style coming out by aRubyz looking for team.
Absolutely. And, I actually got a message earlier from Dunkstick asking if I wanted to play support. So I legitimately don't know if this is like a real team or not. Is this just like, are we having just like this epic moment of Heroes brilliance as Tall and Nasty gets victim to the dirtiest body blocks of 2017?
Lucio, though, is going to get flipped by Garrosh, and he is going to fall. Are they going to be able to get more here, though?
No, that's silence!
Like, Chrono's taking so much damage. Cio is just going to run like a little puppy and say, nope, I don't want any more of this. But 2 kills going the way for aRubyz looking for team, and it looks like they are going to get drops off of this. Alexis needs to be careful here on the Lunara, looking to stall, but okay. She does back off here, and they are going to, it look like, get the first turning coming out here for aRubyz looking for team. This is huge. This is big. This map really, whoever gets first turn in generally dictates the pace of the game for the next, 3 to 4 minutes. It looks like they are going to finish off this bot fort. Send Jaina to clear out the mid. Rag is going to still be on an island. Poor Tall Nasty. You see that his team is getting kills, and he's just getting bullied in the side lane. So it looks like they really are just running it down bottom. Traditionally it's called running it down mid, but they are running it down bot.
I honestly, Tall and Nasty gets my MVP so far, because this has got to be the most stressful life for him for now, especially as he gets ganked by Kronos. Barely manages to dodge that great game sense. The rest of his team is here trying to give him the heals. Nicely done from Aramis. That team play coming in all together, and here we go. That is a launched Stukov. Not exactly what I think he wanted right there as he was channeling that silence. But either way, we have a strong push coming in from them as level 10 is just around the corner here as they are lining themselves up to engage in a big push. But can they goaltend? Can they get level 10 and push this lead? If they can stop their opponents from turning in, and if they can leverage this heroic talent here, this is where you see teams really start to snowball.
Yeah, look at this bottom web weaver. It got pretty much it got a tower, and it looks like half of the wall. Oh, shot though is going in here. Is going to flip on Cio. No, it looks like they are just going to focus on the fort. Looks like Rag should take this over. Look to Molten Core. This fight is not level 10. The Rubies looking for team really need to back out here. They want that level 10 advantage. Fratres, yeah, huge slide coming out by Kronos, and they are getting this fight pre-10. Level 10 hits for Rubies looking for team. Are they going to be able to hit their heroics? Ring of Frost coming out. Taunt coming out by shot. Guillotine. Ooh. One shots the Lucio. Whew, rage playing out of his mind, and it looks like it is going to be the lava wave pushing, memeing down this middle lane for Tall and Nasty. Really good play coming out by Fratres, though, forcing before a level 10 and getting a 1-for-2 trade. When it's level 8 to 9 and, like 99%, that takes some cojones. I respect that call to get in there If the enemy team hits 10, a second earlier, you might lose your entire team. So really flirting with the edge there. I like the play coming out by Fratres.
See, this is the play I wish I could get my teammates to do in Hero League. Guys, we need to go in now before they have 10 and commit. Yeah. They committed, shot extended really far, took a lot of damage going beyond that fort. Even with the fail, you're right. That Molten Core needed to come out immediately, but they just didn't have 10. I think one big Molten Swing, though, might have been the big difference there. But in either case, we saw some compelling engagements there. Chronos with some sick power slides going in here, and honestly, just really solid play from both sides. They are on this even talents here now. 30 gems turned in. They're trying to get this first web weaver here. Dunkstick potentially caught out of position here as Alexis' friends are looking to posture. Can they get this? There's not enough gems to turn in. Oh, but there's the mosh pit, the bot lane. Michael, they're going in on this.
Chronos coming out with a huge Motinus. Uranus, is he actually going to survive here? Rage is really deep. There's no way he's going to survive, right? He might kill Seal. Shot! Flipping his teammate out, surviving him. What? Oh my gosh, Ruby's looking for team saves. No! RM kills her behind the wall. Beautiful play coming out by Shot here, saving his teammate and then saying, yup, I'll take that Bambi as well. Are they going to drop their guns off this?
Clip that. Oh my God. Shot is absolutely going off. You called it there. That play was sick. That is how you play Garage. Putting on a clinic. XAS. You start. Shot the boy himself. The boy wonder.
The boy wonder. Shotty to Hottie making the plays. It does look like Fratres is going to come down here into the bottom, though, and look to drop their gems. No, okay, they are going to back off. They do need to make something happen here before level 13 hits for aRubyz looking for team, though.
Yeah, level 13 it's actually a pretty significant talent here for this side of aRubyz looking for team. That being said, once again, Tall and Nasty has found himself in the middle of 4 opponents. Armis has the heals, is going to be here. A lot of damage coming. We see the lava wave, but Tall and Nasty is actually going to fall as well, but the rest of the team is rotated. A lot of damage being taken. Shot is here. He has found them. There's the 3-man taunt, the follow-up. This time, the Ancestral is not there in time. That is a triple kill coming. The follow-up, the slam, everything. The Ring of Frost connecting on the back line. That is going to be a 5-man team wipe. That is the entire gem stash. The piggy bank has been smashed on the floor. And that is 5 dead. aRubyz for team. You take our rag, we take your lives.
Yeah, the beautiful response coming out by aRubyz looking for team. Shotty to Hottie, I cannot emphasize enough. Running in, getting the 3-man taunt. Beautiful plays coming out by them. It looks like they are going to take out the sieges, get the turn in as well, and look to push really hard with this 13 talent. I'd love to see them siege this bottom lane with their siege giants and just force it in. Say, your keep is ours. What do you think they should do here, Amvaram?
Honestly, I want to see some prioritization up in that top lane. As juicy as some of these keeps might be, that rotation to that crisp, clean boss play off the back of this is how you make some decisive decisions in this late game. Opening up that boss lane is always huge, and I always want to see teams prioritize it here. That being said, they are doing that while also getting this nice keep pressure in the mid lane. Don't forget how much EXP those keep towers are worth.
Shot flank here on Malthael bottom, though. Looks like he is going to flip him into a team with the follow-up, and that is a dead Malthael. That should be a free keep going over to aRubyz looking for team. Beautiful rotation coming out by Shot, waiting in the fog, waiting in that bush, waiting for the Malthael to just barely walk out of position. It looks like they're getting a lot of pressure in here.
I mean, why open up the potential to future take a keep when you can just take a keep right now? I guess was their thought process here. Is really going to look in the back of Aramis here to get these big clutch heals, and they're just pushing in onto the core.
They want more.
They can just win. It's 11 minutes into the game. Forget the late game. That is it. That is the flip, the follow-up, the roots. That is not nearly enough healing from Lucio, and that is a big Tormented Souls, but it's not going to be nearly enough as we are pushing in onto this core here. They want to keep this push going, Michael. I think they can. Yeah,
I don't think this is going to be game, though. I think this might be a little bit of an over. Team Rage has about 2% HP. Shies, it looks like the Zul'jin is actually just cutting through this core. Holy moly, that damage coming out. Stukov with the flailing arm. Shot falls down to 1 HP. Wow, I underestimated that Zul'jin damage. He was at 2% and he was doing a zillion damage. Is basically what was happening there. Really cool play coming out by aRubyz looking for team. They 4-man bottom. They let their rag double soak. They use their garage to get a lot of kills. My MVP for that game has to be Shotty to Hobby, my former teammate. He played out of his mind there. He got the clutch pick on Malthael at the very end to secure that keep. He got clutch picks left and right. amazing game. Yeah, I loved it. Remember in the draft, I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about this comp, but it's something that they must have practiced or something. They know something we don't, and they proved it. They really executed well with that composition.
The something we don't is give shot garage.
That's
the thing. Just ban it. Just ban it. That was disgusting.
Just ban it, man. Yeah.
Just ban it. I'd be Fury. You got some competition. I'm just saying, man. Some other good garage players in town. And I believe that man is also looking for team, also as well. So, just as a side, no, that was sick. Honestly, they knew exactly how far they could go. They knew exactly how far they could push it. They did plays on one EXP. They weren't afraid to. Honestly, I've never seen a team or in recent memory prioritize that bot siege those bot siege giants as much as they did, and they were doing so much damage on the core there at the end. Like they were doing with the addition of the Zul'jin so much damage.
Yeah, I was watching the clip. It looked like he was hitting for 4 or 5% each auto attack as the Zul'jin, man, in Baron. But that's crazy.
Sick. Just sick. Like, yeah. Low health Zul'jin. Oh dear me. Always good times. That being said, the other 2 games we're waiting on just started. We're going to do a break. Oh, so we can just chit chat for a bit and then maybe hop on to a quick break. I'll grab some water. But we'll just sit and chat for a minute or so here. So we didn't quite see the OTK combo. We didn't see the Sulfurous Smash. How much different do you think that game would have been if we got to see some big 6 smashes on the backs of those taunts, on the backs of those Rings of Frost, just for style points?
For style, I mean, I personally, I don't think they needed the Lava Wave, right? The reason you take Lava Wave is for like map control. I mean, you're never gonna wombo combo with it. You just aren't, unless you have Zeratul and Leyline and then VP, and that's just not realistic. So, I mean, for me personally, I would have loved to see the Sulfurous Smash. I feel like it would have helped them wombo combo a little more. I just feel like it brings more to team fights, right? I understand the Lava Wave for map control, but they just didn't need it, right? Like if you kill the enemy heroes, what do you need to do to control the map for it? That was their mentality with that composition, and they executed it perfectly. Like, why not just go all in? That being said, Tall and Nasty, he was on an island the entire game. He was on the mid top island just trying to soak lanes. So, I mean, you can't fault him. He's like, well, what am I gonna Sulfurous Smash? I'm never with the team. Why not just Lava Wave? So, I understand that logic.
Yeah. It was the best CC is death. So. Don't need Sulfurous Smash if they're all dead already. Yeah. So that was pretty rad. And most of the members of aRubyz Looking for Team are looking for team, or all of them are. Wow. So if you guys are looking to build out your squad and you saw some play that you like, I'm gonna auction off the players here. Kind of weird.
$10 per shot. 15 $. Yeah, not bad. Garage.
Probably. Yes. I would purchase sick Garage play. That's literally what orgs do. Come on. That's totally fine. We esports now.
Mm-hmm.
We pay our players sometimes.
I hope so.
Hope so. And so you know what? I'm excited to see what happens next with these games, because this is sick. So let's take a look at where our bracket is right now and how things are shaping up. So we are getting into our semi-final matches now. We have on one side of the brackets aRubyz Looking for Team going into either Lolly Hit Squad or Savage Gaming. On the other side, we have those guys going into Zony Gaming or Oh My Science. Let's take a look at the roster of those guys. That is, it's Treebeard, Sadat, Average Joe, Frost, Blue Demon. Okay. And they would be going up against, never mind. That game just happened. It's Oh My Science. Just went through.
Lolly Hit Squad actually had an upset though in the bracket. They took out the number 1 seed, Team Caliber. So, that's something I just kind of wanted to point out. This might
have been random. I'm not sure.
Random bracket. They didn't actually upset everyone. Everyone's
I don't know.
Number 1
Please,
seed.
Fergie, correct me if I'm wrong on that. Is it random? I think these ones, the off-season ones. Yeah.
Seeds random. Yeah, he said seeds random. Okay.
But Oh My Science and those guys is we could just hop into that, Argy, maybe? Because it just went through. So Oh My Science has some names you also recognize. We got Dark Chimera and Battery. So even in death is back from the dead, as these players are looking to play here. So yeah, we'll hop into that.